hadn't noticed, it has somehow become uncool to sound like you know what you're talking about. Or believe strongly in what you're, like, saying. Invisible question marks and parenthetical you knows and you know what I'm sayings have been attaching themselves to the ends of our sentences. Even when those sentences aren't, like, questions, you know? Declarative sentences, so-called, because they used to, like, declare things to be true, okay? As opposed to other things which are totally, you know, not, have become infected by a tragically hip and totally cool interrogative tone. Like, don't think I'm uncool just because I've noticed this. This is just like the word on the street, you know? It's like what I've heard. I have nothing personally invested in my own opinions. I'm just inviting you to join me on the bandwagon of my own uncertainty. What has happened to our conviction? Where are the limbs out on which we once walked? Have they been, like, chopped down with the rest of the rainforest? Or do we have, like, nothing to say? Has society become so, like, totally filled with these conflicting feelings of bleh that it's just gotten to the point where it's like, you know, whatever. And so actually our disarticulationness is really just a clever sort of thing to disguise the fact that we have become the most aggressively inarticulate generation to come along since, well, you know, a long, long time ago. So I entreat you, I implore you, I exhort you, and I challenge you to speak with conviction, to say what you believe in a manner that bespeaks the determination with which you believe it. Because contrary to the wisdom of the bumper sticker, it is not enough to simply question authority. You've got to speak with it, too. Well, thank you. My name is Shuey. I'm in 12th grade in the high school. And that was a poem by Taylor Molly called Totally Like Whatever, You Know. And this next one that I'm doing, and I am doing another one, is really close to my heart. It really means a lot to me because one of my biggest goals in life right now is to become a teacher. Woo! You know, I didn't plan for that applause, but it's happened every show. So. Anyway. One of my biggest goals in life is to become a teacher. And this next poem really encapsulates to me all of what being a teacher is. And I hope the teachers that are in the audience agree with me. But I'm sure they do. Anyway, moving on. This poem is also by Taylor Molly. It's called What Teachers Make. He says the problem with teachers is what's a kid going to learn from someone who decided his best option in life was to become a teacher. He reminds the other dinner guests that it's true what they say about teachers. Those who can, do. And those who can't, teach. I decide to bite my tongue instead of his and resist the temptation to remind the other dinner guests that it's also true what they say about lawyers. Because we're eating, after all, and this is polite conversation. I mean, you're a teacher, Taylor. Be honest. What do you make? And I wish she hadn't done it. Asked me to be honest. Because you see, I have this policy about honesty and ass-kicking. If you ask for it, then I have to let you have it. You want to know what I make? I make kids work harder than they ever thought they could. I can make a C+ feel like a Congressional Medal of Honor and an A- feel like a slap in the face. How dare you waste my time with anything less than your very best? I make kids sit through 40 minutes of study hall in absolute silence. No, you may not work in groups. No, you may not ask a question, so put your hand down. Why won't I let you go to the bathroom? Because you're bored, and you don't really have to go, do you? You want to know what I make? I make parents tremble in fear when I call home around dinner time. Hi, this is Mr. Molly. I hope I haven't called it a bad time. I just wanted to talk to you about something your son said in class today. To the biggest bully in the grade, he said, hey, leave that kid alone. I still cry sometimes too, don't you? It's no big deal. And that was the noblest act of courage I have ever seen. I make parents see their children for who they are and who they can be. You want to know what I make? I make kids wonder. I make them question. I make them criticize. I make them apologize and mean it. I make them write, and then I make them read. I make them spell. Definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, definitely B-E-A-beautiful, over and over and over again until they will never misspell either of those words again. I make them show all their work in math and hide it on their final drafts in English, and I show them that if you've got this, and you follow this, and if someone ever tries to judge you based on what you make, you give them this. Let me break it down for you so you know what I say is true. Teachers make a difference. Now what about you?